Okay, Unit 3 Study Guide, question number 1. Numbers 1 through 4. Rewrite the following expressions in standard form. This means simplify it. Combine the like terms. Well, do any operation you can and then combine the like terms to make this as simple as possible. This one, there aren't any other operations to do, so it's just combining like terms. Like terms have to, if they have variables, have to have the same variables. So negative 2x is like 4x. These two can be combined. So a negative 2x plus 4x. May as well combine those right now. They're different signs, so you subtract, you get 2x. The larger amount is the positive, so it's just a positive 2x. The 3y is a like term with the minus 9y. Take the minus sign with that 9. So it's plus 3y minus 9y. Again, combining these like terms, you just combine the coefficients. A positive 3 and a negative 9 is a negative 6y. The larger amount was the negative, so we keep that minus sign. And then finally, numbers would be like terms with other numbers. The minus 5 doesn't have anything to combine with. We just need to be sure it gets tacked onto our answer because it's still part of the expression. That is the solution. 2x minus 6y minus 5. On to problem 2. Similar to problem 1, but now we have an extra step. We need to do the distributive property. We can simplify this. It's 3 times everything in here. So it's 3 times 2r, which would be 6r, and 3 times a negative 1. 3 times negative 1 is a negative 3. I don't need to put an extra plus sign in there. I can write it just like that. So 6r minus 3. Bring down the rest of the problem. Plus 6 minus 7r. Now the like terms, again, they have to have the same letters. So 6r and minus 7r are like terms. 6r minus 7r. Combine those, they're different signs. So you subtract, you get 1. 6 from 7 is 1. The larger amount is the negative, so it's negative 1r. And then the minus 3 and the plus 6, those are like terms. Those can be combined. Again, they're different signs, so you subtract. 3 from 6 is 3. The larger amount this time is the positive, so it is a plus 3. The solution in the back has it written this way. That 1 can be left out, so this is the same thing as minus r plus 3. I would accept either answer as the solution to this problem. Problem 3. We've got 2 sets of distributive property in here. We've got 1/2 times everything in here, so it's going to be 1/2 times 1p. 1/2 times 1p is just 1/2 p. And plus a 1/2 times 2. You can make that 2 look like a fraction by putting a 1 under it. When you multiply fractions, you just want to multiply numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. But remember, you can reduce first. The 2's can both be divided by 2, so this 2 becomes a 1. This 2 divided by 2 would also become a 1. We basically just have 1 times 1, and everything is positive, so it is just a plus 1. Then back to this second part, it's 2/5. A positive 2/5 times everything in here, so it's a positive 2/5 times 1p, which would be a positive 2/5 p. And then a positive 2/5 times a negative 2, which again, you could put a 1 under it to make it look like a fraction. Numerator times numerator is going to give us a negative 4. 5 times 1 in the denominator will give us 5, so it's minus 4/5. Combining the like terms, 1/2 plus 2/5 p, I'm going to go off to the side to do that. 1/2 plus 2/5. In order to add fractions, you need a common denominator. 2 and 5, the common denominator will be 10. So both of these, we want them to become tenths. To make a 2 into a 10, you'd multiply it by 5. Do the same to the numerator. 5 times 1 is 5 tenths. So 1/2 becomes 5 tenths. The 5, to make it a 10, you'd multiply by 2. Do the same to its numerator. Multiply it by 2. 2 times 2 would be 4. And I've got a minor mistake here. That is supposed to, no, this is fine. Sorry. 5/4 plus 4, I'm sorry, 5 tenths plus 4 tenths is 9 tenths. So the P part of our answer is 9 tenths P. Then this one is going to be the number parts. 1 and a negative 4/5 is going to be 1 minus 4/5. Again, to add fractions, you need a common denominator. You can make this look like a fraction by putting a 1 under it. Common denominator is just going to be fifths. So this second fraction isn't going to change. The first number, 1, would be the same thing as, when you write it as fifths, would be the same thing as 5/5, which makes sense. If you multiply them both by 5, you get 5/5. 5/5 minus 4/5 is 1/5. And the larger amount is the positive, so it is 9 tenths plus 1/5. 9 tenths P plus 1/5. The fourth problem, distributive property again. This one's easy to see. It's -4 times all of this. Take the minus sign with the 4, so it's -4 times the x plus -4 times 1y if you want, and I could put a 1 in front of that x. -4 times 1 is -4x. -4 times 1y is a minus 4y. This part is a little bit trickier. This is where we use Mr. Jordan's trick of saying, oh yeah, this is secret agent Juan. -1, you can put a 1 in here. -1 times everything in here, that's going to be -1 times y plus -1 times -1x. -1 times 1y is minus 1y. -1 times a -1x, negative times a negative is a positive, so this is plus 1x. Combining the like terms, -4x would combine with the plus 1x. The -4, well, okay, do that first. -4 plus 1 is a -3x. -4y will combine with the minus 1y. -4y minus 1y, they're the same sign, so we add them. We get a 5. We keep that sign. It becomes a minus 5y, and that is our solution.